Finding rest in college is so hard. I'm gonna finish getting ready and I'm gonna tell you more about it. Okay, I am ready. I curled my hair, I got my outfit on, and I'm ready to talk to you guys about rest. I'm not as patient, I'm not as kind. I'm in my car. I'm on break from school. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to give you kind of a little bit of a bio about me, where I'm coming from, and how I'm talking about rest and why I'm talking about rest. So, hi, I'm Alexis. I'm a Christian and I make faith-based content on YouTube and on all platforms and social media. And I wanted to talk to you guys about rest today because I struggle with rest as a 18-year-old college student, and I am working 2 jobs. I am a college student. I go to school from 12 to 6 Monday through Thursday. I go to church, I serve at my church, and needless to say, I'm very busy. I have friendships I'm trying to keep up with. I have relationships that I'm just trying to steward well, but also trying to steward my relationship with God well. So in this season of transition, starting school, it's been kind of hard for me. So I thought I'd just take you guys along my day and talk to you guys about what's some things that have helped me kind of implement rest in my day today. Okay, so let's get started. Do a quick little fit check for you guys. This is from Target. I got it on like clearance and I never can find it again. I don't know where it was. It was in the youth section, but I love it. Love it. Sweatpants from Old Navy. Old Navy sweatpants, literally incredible, and I'm not wearing any shoes or socks right now, so that's all my outfit right now. Just comfy, cozy, because I'm gonna be home, and I'm gonna turn into my scrubs for school afterwards. So right now I'm just chilling, not going anywhere until school. So I'm here at my desk. You cannot see my desk. Okay. Yay, my desk. And you're so tall right now. Hey! One thing that helps me in my rest time is making time for Jesus every morning. It's making time to get into this Bible and to journal and to talk to God. Because if this relationship isn't good, then me going outside and trying to do life is not good. The fruits of the Spirit aren't doing good when I'm out there at school or at work. I'm not as patient, I'm not as kind, I'm not as gentle as I would be if I had gotten into this word in the morning. So that's the first step to rest, because we often think of rest as going to sleep, and rest isn't just that, because it's not practical, because literally we sleep 8 hours a night and then we work our butts off and we don't take time to rest in increments during our day. So I think the biggest time to start resting is in the morning. Maybe even that's looking like you waking up 30 minutes early to get into your word and having the time to be silent in the presence of God and just to read and not say anything or not get on your phone and fill your mind with all these things. Like taking some time to rest in the presence of God, it really rejuvenates you for the rest of the day. It has rejuvenated me, and it's something that has really been helpful for me as I have a gigantic to-do list during the day. Taking the time in the morning to say, take a deep breath. Lord, you have my schedule, you have my time. I'm going to spend some time with you first, and then I'm going to get to that to-do list. Then I'm going to do all those things. So let's spend some time with Jesus together. I'm gonna go ahead and do my little Bible study routine. I'm gonna kind of walk you through what I've been doing recently. This is so funny because you're like so high up and you're like looking down at me. Even though I am short, I'm only 5'3", so. Okay, so what I started to do is I started to journal. I love to journal first. Just to get all my feelings out of the way, get all what I'm thinking about, for the day, for the week, kind of just get it all out. And I love my journal. And yeah, so I write everything out, write out what I'm feeling, write out what frustrations I may have, what's something that I want to give to the Lord today, what's something I want to thank the Lord for today, and I kind of just write it all out on a piece of paper. Alrighty, after you're finished writing out your stuff, writing out all the things, I recommend getting in the Word. Let's do that. This is the Word of God. This is something that we need to be in every day. It is God breathed. It is truth. It is life. So get in your Word. I recommend, even if you're first growing in your faith, I know sometimes it's hard when you first start, like, to understand things, because this is like a whole other language. I feel it's really kind of hard to understand at first. So take it step by step. Don't try to overwhelm yourself with too much at one time, because then you'll forget it. So take what you can remember. So sometimes I just take a chapter. Like yesterday, for instance, I was not feeling very well, and I'm still kind of recovering, but I wasn't feeling very well yesterday. So what I did is I read a little bit of Jeremiah in the morning, and then at nighttime before I went to bed, I went back over and reread it, just to comprehend what I was reading, because it took me a little while to get that, because I wasn't feeling well because of the circumstances around me, but also it's so good to reread and take out a new perspective out of it at that nighttime. So the Word of God, reading it doesn't necessarily have to be in the morning or at a certain time of your day, but I recommend it in the morning just because it sets up your day for a really great day. Alrighty, friends, we are on my back porch. You may hear the sounds of cars coming by or the sounds of animals chirping and my dog barking as well. But this is one of my favorite places to find rest. So to get away from my dog because he likes to mess with me while I have food in my hands or, time where I'm trying to rest. So I like to go out here and get a little bit of time away from the dogs. If you can hear them, like you probably can. Like they're barking, they're, just having kind of crazy time. So I'll come out here and I'll read my Bible, or I will most likely be eating. And coming out here kind of in the middle of my day, usually it's at lunchtime because I'm home alone for lunch usually because my parents are at work and I have lunch before I go to school. Oh my gosh, my camera's fogging up. So I have lunch before I go to school, so I usually eat out here in like silence. I'll just sit here and I'll just take in the breeze, read some word of God sometimes, but also I'm most likely just sitting here and eating. Not on my phone, just here. And taking this time like halfway through my day has truly changed the trajectory of my day, because maybe the first half of my day I was at work, because sometimes I'm at work in the mornings and I don't go to school till 12:30, so I'm at work in the mornings and I come home for lunch, and that's my only time where I can kind of get rest from having human interaction with people. And so I can sit here and I can be quiet and I don't have to talk to people, I don't have to say much, I can just rest for a second, and it's so rejuvenating. But it's really rejuvenating because I know I'm not resting alone, because I'm coming to the Father, even if I'm not necessarily reading my Bible or not necessarily praying. Well, I'm in kind of like a motive of praying. Not necessarily reading my Bible, but I'm like praying as I'm sitting here. I'm like, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for, I'm just like in thankful mode because I'm like, thank you that I can take a second to breathe before I go to my next task. And that has been so rejuvenating for me. So I wanted to read Matthew 11:25 through 30 to you guys real quick. It says, "At that time Jesus answered and said, I thank you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that you have hidden these things from the wise and prudent and have revealed them to babes. Even so, Father, for it seemed good in your sight. All things have been delivered to me by the Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father. Nor does anyone know the Father except the Son, and the one whom the Son wills to reveal him. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." I love this passage of the Bible, especially verse 28 through 30, that Jesus basically says to come to him as a babe, come to God as a child, lowly, and we can come to him as a child, and then we have burdens and we're heavy laden. And I think a lot of us, we think that we can't come to God when we're having a struggle, when we're struggling. And I think a lot of us, we don't want to come to him when we're struggling. But Jesus literally says, it's in red letters here, that if you come to him when you're in the burden times, he will give you rest. And I think that is so opposite of what our flesh wants to do, because we want to run away from God because we're not perfect. Oh, Henry decides to bark right now. So I hope that encouraged you to just come to Jesus. When you're overwhelmed, the first person you need to come to is God. Not ignoring the problem, but revealing it to the Lord and being vulnerable to him, and just taking a minute to sit here and say, Lord, I am struggling. Help me. And let me tell you what, he will come and redeem you and help you and sustain you for the rest of the day. And I think midday, that 12 o'clock mark, my lunchtime break, I say, that is some of the rejuvenating time. I try not to get on this phone. I have been barely on social media recently, just because I've been so busy. And if I spend every waking second that I'm not busy on my phone, I am literally, it's detrimental to my mental health, to my rest, because I'm not resting. I'm still consuming. I'm still filling my mind with things, and it's so harmful for me, and it's harmful for you. And I really realized how harmful it can be to spend so much time, or too much time, on our phones instead of resting. I mean, if you have rested and you're rested up, go ahead, get on that social media, watch that YouTube video. But I think we will often rest and ignore the problem and ignore what's going on, and that's not rest. We'll think that we're watching a YouTube video and that means resting. No, because you're still consuming. Your mind is still going. I think resting is something that we need to take time to sit in silence, take away the social media, take away the apps, the phones, and sit in some silence. People think that silence is scary. Isn't that interesting, Henry? Look at my dog. People think silence is scary because, it's vulnerable. But that's where we find healing. That's where we find true rest. I'm in my car. Got my scrubs on. I'm about to go to school. So if you don't know, I am going to esthetician school. I'm gonna have to hold this like this. Okay. I'm going to esthetician school. I'm gonna be an esthetician. If you don't know what that is basically like skincare, professional kind of thing, where I help people with their skin. I do facials, waxings, and all that jazz. So it's very fun. Yeah, so I'm learning right now. I have to wear scrubs to school and all the things. I feel so professional. So I'm about to go to school. But I thought I'd take you along, maybe talk to you guys during my breaks, and just talk to you guys how school is, and that transition from, no school for about a year to starting school like full force, and how it's been kind of a transition for me. I'm on break from school. I'm in my car eating my food. It has been such a fun day at school, very busy. Something that I wanted to talk to you guys and mention, because we're talking about rest today in the vlog, is that at school, it's so go, go, go. I have 3 breaks. 2 are 10-minute breaks and 1 is a 30-minute break. So I'm on my 30-minute break right now. But in my 10-minute breaks and my 30-minute break, something that I try to do is I try to be silent. I try to have time to not feel the time up with like a video or with something else, something I try to do is I try to go and be silent in my car or somewhere else, because I feel like I need that, especially as an introvert. I need that silence and I need to rejuvenate for a second before I go back and consume more information. So if you have breaks during your work or during school, really take advantage of those, because I feel like me taking advantage of these breaks that I've had has helped me rejuvenate even throughout the school day. And I can tell the difference when I have those breaks and when I don't have those breaks. And like I love my breaks. I look forward to them. Like I'm so excited. Like I'm 15 minutes into my 30-minute break and I've had a great time. I finished my food, I'm drinking my water, and I just have a great time at my breaks. But I'm also so excited to get back to school because we're doing facial techniques today. So we're doing like facials on a mannequin today, and it's so much fun. And yeah, so yay. Okay friends, I'm about to outro this video, but it's a couple days later, and let me tell you what, I'm still learning about rest. Literally, I don't really know where I left off. I think I left off, I was at school, coming home from school. After that I went on a walk with my dog and had to rest for the rest of the afternoon, huh? Cool play on words. But yeah, I think rest is something that we all kind of have to figure out. It's something that, especially as our life gets busier and busier as we get older and older, we have more responsibility, more things that we have to take care of, like a home, like, you know, bills and different things, like a dog that I have to take care of now. So it's something that I'm still continually learning, but I thought I'd just kind of take you through a day where I'm trying to find rest in. Alrighty, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, give a like on this video, and I hope that this is something that encourages you to rest and to find rest in your day-to-day life. Alrighty, bye friends.